Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yoshiman, and today we're going to play one of my favorite card games. That's right, it's called Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're playing the Worldwide Edition, Stairway to the Seasoned Duel. In this episode, I'm going to explain briefly the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, let's hop on to it. Yeah, let's choose English right there. Welcome to Battle City Duelists! This city is here for dueling and provides duelists with the opportunity to test their skills. Battle City is divided into areas and it's up to each duelist to move through each area and fight an opponent. We will providing you a deck containing of a set of 40 cards. Check them out now. Make your selection and make your move and get your game on. Well, that is forecasting to something. So anyway, you can choose 3 decks. They're basically kind of the same, but they have more things added. The black deck has more effect monsters added. The purple deck has more traps, and the green has more spell cards in it. But what are these cards? Well, I will explain to you in a moment. So yeah, let's pick this one, the monster deck. Okay, you're no participating member of the Battle City tournament. We will be constantly monitoring your current location by means of electro waves. Likewise, all participants are being monitored. Oh my god, this is some scary shit. Oh my god, seriously. They're spying on us. Kybercorp is already being scary right there. So anyway, I will explain, briefly, what these cards are. So you have more of an understanding. So yeah, this is actually a monster card. Just a normal monsters. The yellow ones are actually normal monsters. It's the Celtic Guardian. It's an Earth attribute. You can see it on the right top corner, that little symbol. And it has 4 stars. The stars are indicates how the monster is you can actually summon or not. For example, a level 4 monster you can actually summon it without any problem on the front row of your field. But keep in mind, you can only normal summon 1 monster per turn. So yeah, this is actually the Celtic Guardian. And the attack and defense are actually the stats. But I will explain that later. But there are also stronger monsters like Gaia the Fierce Knight. Well, this is a level 7 monster and you actually need 2 tributes in order to summon this monster. So that means you have to offer 2 monsters on your field to able to summon it. Level 7 or higher requires 2 tributes. So yeah, keep that in mind. A level 5 or higher requires 1 tribute. So anyway, this is an example of a effect card. It's a more orange, brownish looking card. It's the Witch of the Black Forest. It has 4 stars and it's a dark attribute. And it has an effect, so when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard is actually, I'm also going to explain, you can actually search for a monster with a defense of 15 or less. So this is actually more of an example of a effect monster. So they have like, extra things going on. And then we're going for the spells. So this is a spell card. Yeah, it says magic, but they changed it to spell cards because for legal reasons. So yeah, this is Change of Heart. Select and control 1 opposing monster regardless of the position on the field until the end of your turn. So these magic cards, you can actually play them during your main phase 1 or main phase 2. Not during your opponent's turn. Obviously you summon your monsters on your own turn. But you will, you will see what's going on. But this is also a really neat card, Mystical Space Typhoon. It's actually a quick play card, so what that means, you can also activate this card during your opponent's turn. So it's more like a trap card, and speaking of trap cards, this is a trap card. You can actually activate it during your opponent's turn. This is actually a counter trap card. It has a symbol in it with an arrow. there are also normal trap cards, so if I can find any. I have so many counter trap cards, it's unbelievable. Also I have this really good deck. That's actually fine. This is actually a example of a normal trap. So yeah, there are a lot of other cards, like, you know, ritual monsters. And you actually need a ritual spell card in order to summon it. But the cool thing is, you can actually either tribute to your monsters and or sending these monsters in your hand, so that's pretty cool. And it has to match or be more than the level, the monster you tribute, so yeah. And you also need a spell card to summon that thing. So yeah, that's about the deck. It's a bit briefly, but you know. Let's go on for the first duel. Oh, it's a beautiful lady. I'm my Valentine. I assume you wish to challenge me to a duel and not invite me to a date, correct? Oh my god, she has a manly voice. Anyway, okay, so what you need to do is do a rock, paper, scissors game and decide who goes first. So I can actually decide who goes first. So I'll be a gentleman and go second. I think I'm going to regret this, but you know, I don't care. Maya's beautiful. So this is her turn, and she... Also, I have a lot of explaining to do right there. So during her... So this is actually... You have like 6 phases. You have the draw phase, the standby phase, the main phase 1, battle phase, main phase 2, and end phase. So I just drew a card, and then after the draw phase, you will hop into the main phase 1. So what you can do with the main phase 1 is actually summon a monster on the field or play spell cards. So I'm going to use the opportunity to summon the Silver Fang on the field. But you can only summon monster once per turn. And I actually have like, you know, a combo right there. I can actually summon that thing out. But for this let's play sake, I'm going to enter the battle phase right there. So I will attack with Silver Fang, the face down monster. And what you just saw is actually, you know, attacking the monster. So Cyber Harpy has an... Yeah, it has 13 on the attack, but the reason why it has 9 on the attack because of this field spell card, Rising Air Current, so it has 9 on the defense when it's on the field. So yeah, there's also a field spell card, so you can actually, instead of sending it in this row, you can actually set it in here. That's actually pretty neat, so I have more space. But yeah, what just happened is, you know, the attack was higher to the defense of Cyber Harpy. That means it's destroyed and sent to the graveyards. So yeah, I destroyed that monster. Now I'm going to the main phase 2, and you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to activate D-Spell. So I can actually destroy Rising Air Current. Because what Rising Air Current also does is actually giving all wind monsters 500 attack more. So yeah, my 1200 attack isn't going to cut it. Not even like this. But when an attack position monster gets attacked by an attack position monster, and it's sent to the graveyard, you know, the losing monster actually... If you control the losing monster of that battle, you will decrease the life points to prevent to the difference between the attacks of that monster. Also, when an attack position monster battles another attack position monster and they have the same attack, they both get destroyed without any damage. And when an attacking monster attacks a defense monster and the defense is equal to the attack, they both stay alive without any damage. So basically, you can actually play it defensively and don't lose life points, but then again, if the defense of your monsters aren't that high, you're basically screwed. But luckily I'm not screwed. You know why? I'm going to summon, Magician of Black Chaos. So I have to offer the necessary stars. So this is 6 7 stars, excuse me. And who are going to pick? I'm actually going to pick for the Dark Magician because there's a lot of huge level monsters. And level 6 only requires 1 tribute, so it's more easier for me to summon that thing out compared to Buster Blader and Dark Magician. So I attack, she loses 1000 life points, and I'm actually going to complete my turn because there's nothing I can do. I might be on the losing side because she has more cards than me. It just seems like, you know, life point wise, point wise, I have like more life points, but I'm not doing that great though. I have like a huge monster on the field, but it's not like, you know, everything can change, you know, in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And once your life points drop to 0, you lose. But yeah, let's not drop our life points to 0. Instead, we have to focus on the opponent's life points, and my monster gets destroyed by a trap card. So this is how a trap card actually works. It's Mirror Force, one of the most powerful and broken cards in the game. Well, that's just great. I think I'm going to lose this one. Because it has like, you know, 2 huge attack monsters. I'm not going to drop the Kariba. Kariba is also a kind of a weird card. You can actually send this card from your hand to the graveyard to get 0 damage and other click draw a giant soldier of stone. 2000 defense monsters. So you can also set monsters in advanced mode to summon it. But it actually, you know, set face down instead of face up. That's actually pretty neat. So what I'm actually going to do is actually offer, you know, Giant Soldier of Stone for Dark Magician Girl. And I'm actually very lucky because this card increases the attack by 300 for every Dark Magician and Dark Magician of Chaos in either's graveyard. And she happens to have more attack than Cyber Harpy. How convenient. Also, when you ritual summon a monster, you actually special summon it. Special summon is actually much different. With a special summon, you can also, you know, normal summon as well. You can special summon as many cards as you want in your turn. That's actually pretty snazzy. But normal summon, it's only once per turn. Or tribute summon. Well, tribute summon is actually a normal summon, so it's actually, you know, kind of the same and, you know, kind of not the same, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is use Monster Reborn. So I can actually use the graveyard into my advantage and pick a monster from the graveyard and special summon it. So this is an example of a special summon. I can also summon a monster as well for my normal summon. So that's actually pretty neat, so I have more monsters out on the field. So let's destroy this bird and let's attack directly. That's a huge amount of life points lost. The only card that can screw me now is, you know, Dark Hole. Oh, I thought that was the case! I was like, you know, ready for it. Oh my god. Ooh, Witch of the Black Forest. That can be kind of neat when I get into a sticky situation. The reason why I didn't attack this turn is because my opponent played Source of Revealing Light. It prevents me from attacking for like 3 turns, so I either have to wait to 3 turns or just remove it with a spell or trap removal card. If my opponent happens to draw, you know, Dark Hole. And I'm actually not going to play a monster because it's for... that's because I want to have, you know, a follow-up play. Sometimes okay to not summon a monster. It depends what the situation is. Ooh, should I actually normal summon this or not? What the heck. If you normal summon Baphomet, you can actually search for Gazelle, King of Mythical Beast. So yeah, that's actually quite neat. And if I draw polymerization, I can fuse two monsters in order to summon this thing. This is actually a fusion monster. You can summon this from either monsters on your field or hand. So yeah, use polymerization, you have this thing. But it has to be, you know, the correct monsters to fuse with. So yeah. I think I'm going to... Wait. I'm going to attack with all my monsters on the field. Hopefully it's not a nasty face down, because I don't like nasty face down cards. Oh, it's a nasty face down card, speak of the devil. And she's quite stupid to destroy that monster. No, I can just attack for game. The AI isn't really that smart in this game, I have to say. They're kind of dumb. So yeah, we have won our first duel. Nice. She's a bit of a dumb blonde. No, I really checked up the power of my deck. Losing makes it all meaningless. Oh, my boobs are in danger. Oh my god, just kidding. I'm ripping some shit off from Little Karibo's, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series, which is a really one of my favorite things on the internet. So yeah, if once you have actually won a duel, you can pick one of these packs. So I'm actually going for the Dark Magician pack. And what do you get? Not much, some low attack monsters, nothing too special. So yeah, let's hop on to the next duel. Yeah, let's go there. Blur faces. Oh, I feel it. There's a disturbance in space. Well, there's going to be a comet and everyone's going to die. Okay, Esperobo. Okay, I'm going to destroy you. This time I'm going first, because you're not a lady, you're a boy. Even though you look like a lady, but you're still a boy. Sorry. I'm only gentle to girls, not boys. Okay, that sounds wrong. So anyway, what I just did is activate Graceful Charity. Now I draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. You know what? I'm going to discard Buster Blader, even though it's a bit weird at first sight, but you will see why. Because level 7 or higher monsters are actually hard to summon. And I can actually need the level 4s or less monsters. So yeah, he has, like, you know, a back row of 3 cards, but I don't fear the back row because Esperoba doesn't seem to have, you know, powerful trap cards from my recollection. Except it's Cyberchar and it destroys everything. No, I have to draw 5 cards, and if I'm able to summon a monster, it's not going to be that day. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4 monsters. Also, Witch of the Black Forest activates when it's sent to the graveyard, from the field at least. You cannot discard it from your hand, so that does not work. Now I want to go to my main phase too, and as you can see, I have like a huge hand, but you're only allowed to have 6 cards in your hand. If you happen to have during your end phase more than 6 cards, you have to discard until you have 6. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set as much cards as possible. That means every single magic and spell cards. You can set as much spell cards as you want, but keep in mind, if your field is back row is filled up, you cannot play spells or trap cards. Well, you can still play field spell cards, but just not the, you know, the regular stuff. Oh my god, this is going to be a huge amount of damage that I'm going to get. Oh, lovely. This is also kind of dangerous when your opponent has a lot of monsters on the field. It can drain your life points significantly. I'm now down to 2,100 life points, which is kind of a danger zone. But I have like still cards that I can work with, so I'm actually going to do. Kind of wish I. Should I? Okay, this is a bit risky, but I'm going to activate 7 Tools of the Bandits because I really want to bring out a strong monster. Because Esperoba has also a strong monster as well, level 6. I believe, and it's called Jinzo, and that Jinzo can really be a nightmare. It has too much attack, but no one can stat Jinzo, because Jinzo has only 2400 attack. I'm also a bit stirring because my brain isn't cooperating. I'm a bit like, you know, focused. I'm focus mode. Who shall I play? This is a bit of a tricky part, but I'll go for the beatstick. You know, Slate Warrior, full level month. I don't know why, but Slate Warrior is, you know, bullshit in this game. What it actually does is, you know, it's a flip effect monster. So if this card was face down and it was flip face up, it gains 500 attack and defense, but it did not went from it didn't flip face up, so from defense to face up, so it's not going to work. And if this card this card gets destroyed by a monster, the monster that destroyed this card decreases the attack by 500 and defense as well. Oh my god, this card is kind of broken. Ish. 1900 attack for level 4 monster is formidable. It's like, you know, the highest you can get. Well, there are some like level 4 monsters with higher attack, but they have like a backdraw effect, so it's more affecting them negatively. But yeah. But yeah. Also, what I forgot to mention, we're playing the old rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of the new ones. Also, what I forgot to mention is that my opponent has summoned a monster in face-up defense position. The reason why is because of the effect of Light of Intervention. Both players cannot set monsters in face-down position, but they can be summoned in face-up defense position instead. Also, Light of Intervention is a continuous trap card, so it stays on the field until it's destroyed by a card effect. Yeah, so I'm actually going to play with the Ultra rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been changed quite drastically, and it's going to be a lot different in the future as well. So there are like rules that are actually outdated, but for right now we're playing with the old rules because, you know, it's this game, it's an old game. Also, Witch of the Black Forest. Ooh, he searches for Jinzo. Let's complete our turn. It's a Sangan. Ooh, a Sangan. What do we get? It's a Jinzo. Should I actually play Jinzo? Well, actually, I'm about to kick his ass. I don't think it's a smart idea to play Jinzo because it negates all the effects of trap cards, and it also you cannot play them. So if my opponent happens to draw a Dark Hole of a Raigeki, I will be screwed, and I could not activate the Magic Jammer, which is my, you know, my saving. aka my insurance policy. I'm going to play Giant Rat because why not? I have like 2 Giant Rats, it's not really the smartest idea. Oh, he searches for Hercules Beetle, which is not a really impressive monster. still a bit short of, you know, damage, but oh well. Hopefully my opponent doesn't do anything nasty. He draws a card and what's it? Oh, it's a Man-Eater Bug that he cannot use. I'm going to play Baphomet because why not? Oh wait, I have Gazelle. Oh no, Gazelle's in the graveyard. Well, I'll take with Baphomet this Man-Eater Bug because Man-Eater Bug does not activate because it's supposed to be set face up. I don't understand the point of Esper Roba's deck really. It kinda hinders him playing, you know, stuff. He's actually one of the easiest duelists to play against. Heck, even a lot easier than Thea Gardner. Thea Gardner in this game is actually much harder than in other games. She's also a duelist, but we have to face her. And yeah, this is not a really good pack either. Not really that good of a boss. So yeah, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this episode. Okay, we got one more thing. Every week we get a duelist a weekly issue, and we get some cards, and that isn't that bad, you know. Melania Golem, 2000 attack and 2200 defense and 6 stars. Well, the attack is alright, I guess, but the defense is formidable, so kind of good stats, and you have like these silly monsters. Also, this is also a bit okay. So yeah, leave a comment or like or subscribe and do all this good stuff. I will see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye!